Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Oh, we just spent a lovely 4 days in Chicago.
It was so nice.
Chicago, why didn't you tell us you were so fun?
Yeah, what the fuck? I love Chicago.
Chicago was like so fun.
Yeah.
They did all their St. Patty's Day stuff.
Which we didn't know that they were going to do.
I knew it was happening, but I didn't realize how like crazy it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was great.
I didn't know about it until like the day before we flew out and they were like, hey, they're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, very cool.
Well, I knew they were doing like bar crawls, which I knew you would not want to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize they were going to be dyeing the river that weekend. So,
Which was so cool.
guys, it was so green.
It's pretty fucking bioluminescent. Like it's like neon green.
Yeah. And then people were like, it's bad for the fish. And I was like, first of all, I don't think
there's fish in there.
I don't think there's much fish in there.
I'm gonna be
Second
honest.
of all, if they can live through that. If they're living in the Chicago River already,
That's the least of their worries.
I think they're good.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah, we have a little St. Patrick's Day tradition of our own. If you are on Patreon with us,
Heck yeah.
we are going to be doing Shrek 3 this year over on the Patreon.
I can't wait.
If that doesn't make sense to you, then I don't know. You're just not into the St. Patrick's Day spirit, I guess.
Yeah, Shrek, St. Patrick's Day.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. I mean,
Yeah, Scottish man doing his voice, an Irish holiday. I think it makes total sense.
is he Scottish?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. He is now.
Yeah, I'm like 99% positive he's Scottish.
I'm sick. But yeah, join us on Patreon. Our summer merch boxes will be getting decided upon soon. I think we know what we're doing, but
Yeah.
you do have to become a patron at the Royal Brazier tier by May 1st.
You get a little prezi from us.
And I think we're going to send out stickers to everybody else.
And we love you guys.
Yeah, so everyone is getting stickers and Royal Braziers are getting merch box.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Tragical.
So this time,
We're here to tell you why
the Muppets Most Wanted.
is Tragical.
This is Laura's pick from the Patreon.
Wow, Laura. It's a good one.
Who doesn't love the Muppets?
I was going to say, Muppets are freaking great.
I mean,
They can do no wrong.
truly the best, some of the best television ever made.
Yeah, best television, best movies. Like, they're just all around a good time. But I do have some fun facts.
Okay.
So a lot of work went into making Constantine the frog look slightly different than Kermit. His frill is shorter and wider than Kermit's. His eye slits are more horizontal, making him look a little bit angrier. And his mouth was constructed to look more like a frown. His puppeteer, Matt Vogel, also swung Constantine around while walking, giving him the illusion of a heavy-shouldered man swagger, so that he would walk different than Kermit.
Can I be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
It literally just looks like Kermit to me.
Nah, if you put them next to each other, you would be able to tell the difference. With or without the mole, I think.
Maybe.
I think you could.
Okay.
I believe that you would.
I didn't notice any of those things.
I mean, maybe not like those specifically, but like he looks different. I think his mouth, I've noticed his mouth definitely like moves and looks
but that
different.
I was like, oh, that's just somebody's
Hand.
just making a different shape.
Yeah, probably also that. So Danny Trejo's mother passed away while he was filming the last scenes of this movie. And as we know, Danny Trejo is known for being a very tough macho man. And everyone, when they were giving their condolences and sympathies, he just kind of shrugged them off. But then when Steve Whitmire offered his condolences in character as Kermit the Frog, Trejo broke down crying.
I thought, can we fact check that?
And just see Danny Trejo crying in front of Kermit the Frog. I don't know. I would cry.
That's always the worst when something like that happens and everybody wants to like tell you they're sorry, which is like, I guess nice, but it's like, just don't like, nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't offer your condolence. I don't want them.
I'm also one of those people, and it's the worst because like when bad things happen or you tell me something uncomfortable, my first reaction is to laugh.
Yeah. I hate when you do that.
I can't help it.
People who do that like make me
I can't help it.
I know a lot of people who do that.
I literally, and I tell myself in my head, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I cannot help it.
It's one of those things like I know people can't help it, but like it aggravates me.
I do it when I'm like uncomfortable.
So fucking annoying.
I know, but try
and
being
it's
the
also
person.
Like incredibly inappropriate.
It's embarrassing.
Usually.
Yes. Try being the person doing it. It's awful.
Kat, you should cease communication with everybody forever because that's embarrassing.
I mean, I really don't go anywhere, to be fair.
Yeah. I've had like friends that like I'll go to them like and I'll vent to them and they like laugh. And I know they're not like, I know that they're just uncomfortable, but it's like so weird for me to like, I've never felt uncomfortable in my life. So
I don't really do it when people like vent to me. I really do it when it's like something like really upsetting. Like literally if you were to come to me and be like, my dog died, I'd be like, that sucks. Like that's my reaction. And I know it's awful. And the worst part of it is that I get so uncomfortable. I get really sweaty when it happens. So I'm like also like red and sweaty and laughing for no reason. That's my whole life, so.
I would never leave the house.
Just don't tell me anything depressing, guys.
Okay, great.
You would think with how many books I read, too. Like, I read sad shit all the time, and that's fine, but.
That's such a bizarre reaction, but I know it is a thing. I
genuinely wish I could control it.
Like, we talked about it. I read books on, like, personality types and stuff like that, and yeah, like, that's just.
When I was a supervisor at Hard Rock and there was shit happening, I'd be like, you guys cannot. I will help you through stuff, but if it's something really sad, do not tell me. Like, could you imagine you tell your supervisor something really serious and they laugh?
I've literally been in like situations like that, yeah, where I go to like a manager about something and they like laugh because they're uncomfortable. And I'm like, and you're a manager. That's cool. Like, yeah, you definitely deserve to be a manager. You can't even listen to people's
My team knew, though, what they could and couldn't come to me about, though. I was pretty open. My team knew everything about me, so it's fine.
Supervisor.
Anyway, this is my last one, and genuinely one of my favorite fun facts I think I've ever found. But so costume designer Vivienne Westwood. Okay, first of all, the way they got Vivienne Westwood to do costuming for a fucking Muppets movie, please. Well, she designed Miss Piggy's wedding gown from a special fabric made from recycled water bottles. Like, first of all, it's Vivienne Westwood. Like, are you kidding me?
It had to be sustainable. Come on now.
But then, yeah, the fact that it's just made out of reusable, recycled water bottles. How cool is that?
I do love that. That is cool.
What a legend. We got all of our fun facts from the Internet Movie Database.
The Internet Movie Database. Yeah.
It's always the yeah for me. Or the Batadace if you're nasty.
Yeah. So the Muppets Most Wanted opens up where the Muppets left off.
Yeah, except for, so it's like the end of the first Muppets movie. And it's like supposed to be the back of
Jason and Amy. I don't remember their fucking names from the Muppets.
It's so
what
obviously
even were their names?
Not them.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Amy Adams and Jason Segel. What do you mean? I don't remember what their names were.
Walter
was the brother, yeah, which I didn't remember till 95% through this movie. Mary.
Oh yes, Mary.
Was it Mary and Gary?
Mary.
Wasn't it Mary and Gary?
How can we forget Mary and Gary?
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with us?
We're honestly the worst.
Canceled. Anyway, it's the back of their heads, but it's very obviously stand-ins. Like, it's so clearly not either one of them. I don't know why I know the back of their heads well enough to be like, that's not them.
It's not Mary and Gary
it's
at
not.
all. So the Muppets are asking Kermit, like, now what?
Yeah, they like break the fourth wall. It's like the end of the movie. And they're like, well, the movie's over. What do we do now?
Is there a fourth wall in the Muppet movies?
That's fair.
Not really.
Yeah, Miss Piggy just keeps saying she wants to get married.
Yeah, she keeps insinuating things about her and Kermit's wedding. And Kermit's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's
I kind of hate Miss Piggy sometimes.
She's a little pushy.
She's kind of canceled. Boundaries are not her thing.
No, clearly not.
You know, Kermit's okay with it, so I guess I am.
He's into it.
Sometimes.
We don't kink shame here.
Sometimes he gets mad at her, but you know, he loves her, I think. So Kermit starts singing their sequel song. Sorry, Dinah has to sneeze.
75 times in a row. She looks like she's fighting demons. Like she stood up and is like looking in the corner like something caused her to sneeze.
Goose had a respiratory infection and Dinah caught the respiratory infection.
And she's
not
so
handling
dramatic.
it well. Goose handled it like a king.
I mean,
He was a little down and out.
he was a little miserable, but he wasn't like taking it out on everyone or like
Yeah.
he sneezed twice and he'd be done. Dinah,
When she sneezes too, she makes sure that you're like looking at her.
yeah, she's like, pay attention to me. I'm sneezing.
She also will like walk up and sneeze directly onto like your shirt that
Your
you laid out
face.
on your bed that you were going to wear that night.
She literally came up and laid on me and then sneezed directly into my face. She sneezed into my hand the other day.
Anyway, back to the Muppets. So yeah, Kermit starts singing a song about this sequel that they're going to be doing. Gaga and Tony are there right off the bat.
Like 4 seconds into this movie, we've already got an all-star cast popping up.
We're like, woo! They realize that they need a new script.
Yeah, they need a plot for this sequel.
They need a new plot.
Gonzo wants the sequel to be about him and a chicken being in love.
I wish it was.
You know what's? I just
Would've
think
been
that's
good.
like the funniest thing. Like all the Muppets have their quirks, but like Gonzo being like in love and obsessed with chickens.
It's just one.
It's wild.
I gotta look up her name now. Fuck.
It's just a weird. I guess that's not any weirder than Kermit and Miss Piggy. I guess.
Gonzo's. I looked up Gonzo's. Her name's Camilla. I looked up
So close.
Gonzo's, and the first one was nose, and then the second one was chicken.
I think those are both very valid Google searches. To be quite honest.
Oh shit, that got me really good. Yeah, Camilla.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so funny to me. I guess because like she's a literal chicken and like can't talk, whereas the rest of them are like sentient beings, so they can like speak. You know
Well,
what
they're
I
all
mean?
the same. She's just his chicken. Gonzo's chicken.
Like what? Okay. Fozzie wants Fozzie Bear just says the whole plot of the first movie, and they're all like, "We already did that, bestie."
We did that, brother.
Miss Piggy brings up marrying Kermit again. Melissa's favorite chef wants a black and white non-English movie with subtitles.
That'd be so great.
Yeah, but like he doesn't say what language. I mean, we know he's Swedish, but he doesn't speak anything. So it would just be him being like, but there'd be subtitles, so at least we would know what he was saying. Ricky Gervais shows up and he's like, you guys should go on an international tour.
Yeah, imagine you go from Jason Segel and Amy Adams to your celebrity star being Ricky Gervais in the second one.
Not it for me. Not gonna lie. They ran out of people they could call,
They
I
were
guess.
like, God, I guess Ricky Gervais will be fine.
Like freaking Lady Gaga, pull her in for the rest of the movie.
What if Gaga did the whole movie?
I would absolutely love that. Are you kidding me? Have you seen American Horror Story Hotel? It's like my favorite season.
Anyway, so they wrap up their little grand finale for their song. There's tap dancing. Piggy's a mermaid.
Mm-hmm. As she should be.
A merpig. They
well-
launch someone out of a cannon.
Probably
you know.
Gonzo.
All of that good.
Mm-hmm.
That good Muppet stuff. And then we cut to Siberia. Never been.
Me either.
Kermit, with a mole on his upper lip, breaks out of jail and takes out some guards. According to Kat's Fun Facts, it looks nothing like Kermit. However, it's literally just Kermit with a mole over his mouth.
No, he's got different frills. and
Okay,
he's got a different
his
mouth.
name is Constantine.
Mhm.
Also, just not a great name for a Muppet villain, but whatever. They rushed this one. Okay, we got Ricky Gervais, Constantine.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But Constantine is the world's most dangerous frog. And he escapes from a very high level Siberian prison.
We cut back to the Muppets. They are at a diner with Ricky Gervais. His name is Dominic Badgie, which is spelled just like bad guy.
Yeah. But it's French, and it means good guy. Yeah.
We're being gaslit.
No. That's totally, it's totally French, and it totally means a good guy.
Anyway, he offers to be the Muppets manager and take them on a world tour. Everyone is super pumped at the idea, but Kermit's kind of like, we barely put together
Yeah, we struggled
show.
so hard. Did you guys not like participate in the last movie? Hello?
Dominic takes a fake phone call from President Clinton.
Yeah, it's so fucking random.
Again, like they were like, who should we have pretend call Dominic Badgie President Clinton?
Yeah. I think it makes so much sense, actually.
So it's actually Constantine on the other line. He calls Dominic his number 2 because he's the number 2 most wanted villain in the world, second to Constantine the Frog. And he asks if their plan is still in place. And Dominic's like, yeah, I got these Muppets eating out the palm of my hand.
Got him.
So Dominic goes back to the table and asks Kermit if they want to do the tour. Animal is screaming world tour, as he does. World tour. And everyone really wants to do it. Everyone wants to do a world tour, except for Kermit. He's a little worried because honestly, like if Selena Gomez didn't show up to their last one, I don't even think they would have made it. You know what I mean?
They would have been royally fucked over.
Remember how their counter was broken and they actually only raised like $1,000?
They had to freaking kidnap Jack Black just to be their host. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, and you guys want to go on a world tour. You barely sold out a show in America.
Also with Walter, what the fuck? Like, he sucks.
He's whistling save the day. What are you talking about? So yeah, everybody's on board. So Kermit's like, whatever, sounds good. I'm a fucking Muppet, so it's fine.
What the fuck do I know? I'm a frog.
Let's fucking go.
I'm a felt frog.
So they start their world tour. They're traveling via train. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, where did they start? California?
New York? California? I think it was New York.
Anywhere in America, you're not taking a train to Berlin.
Sure. They take a train to Germany, and Kermit has booked him at the Hole in the Wall Club, and the marquee sign outside says "Die Muppets."
It's pretty aggressive.
This marquee sign, that's like saying Q line.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hate myself now. I've got to go. This podcast is over.
Yeah, just the marquee.
Just the sign or the marquee. You pick. Choose your own adventure.
I mean, I don't think the Hole in the Wall Club is gonna have a marquee. I would go a sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called a marquee. Or a sign.
It was a sandwich sign, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was like up on a
sandwich
wall.
board.
Yeah, it was like...
You could call that a marquee if you're feeling
spicy.
Die Muppets.
Die Muppets. You like my marquee?
That was on the funniest part of this whole movie. I think that was the only time I like
chuckled out loud.
Laughed out loud really hard. Is that Die Muppets at the Hole in the Wall bar in Berlin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what the title of this episode is going to be.
Die Muppets.
Die Muppets. Or Miss Poogy Part 2.
Oh,
we'll see what happens.
Oh, you're right.
Anyway, Kermit has booked them at this shitty venue, and Dominic suggests a bigger theater, and Kermit's like, we have $4, and
if we're lucky.
He's like, well, we'll just pay when we sell out the theater. And all the Muppets are like, yeah, we'd rather do that. Fuck you, Kermit.
Yeah, I don't think you can like take a venue out on credit like that. Like, I don't think that's how that works.
You could probably do like shared profits or whatever, but yeah, I don't think
you can rent it with $4 to your name.
Yeah,
I guess if you're the Muppets, you can. Whatever. So yeah,
their credit's not welcome here.
Yeah. So they get to do their show in the Berlin Theater instead of the Hole in the Wall Club.
Yeah, Kermit is doing roll call with the clipboard guy. Sorry, don't know his name. Muppet Ladder gets suggested.
Shot down.
Piggy wants to do 4 or 5 Celine Dion songs. I'm honestly fine with that one.
Yeah, but Kermit shoots it down.
Honeydew, of course, wants to do some science experiments with bombs, a bomb magnet.
I think that's probably best for my favorite beaker. That also gets shut down.
Yeah. Gonzo wants to do the running of the bulls
in the theater. Yep, that one definitely gets shut down.
And nobody's listening to Kermit. He's like, okay, well, we have to have a concise and safe show, but okay. So he gets kind of pissed off and walks away from the group.
Yeah, they all want to do their own shit. Like, y'all have been doing this for how many years? I think Kermit knows what's up.
No, they'll never learn.
No, they are. That's true. They like chaos.
So Piggy comes into Kermit's dressing room or wherever he is. And she's talking about the wedding. And Kermit's like, what wedding? And she's like, our wedding. And he's like, I've never proposed to you.
Yeah, he literally blows up on her.
Yeah, and she's like, you can propose on the honeymoon.
Yeah, like that's not how that works, Piggy. Kermit gets pissed. He's like, I've never asked you to marry me, and I actually don't want to.
It's pretty rough, honestly.
And Miss Piggy being Miss Piggy is just like, okay, well, we'll talk later. And she storms out.
Yeah, like he's a free agent. Leave him alone. Anyway, he chases after Piggy because that's his queen.
Mm-hmm.
We all know it. But she doesn't want to talk. And Dominic sees this whole awkward situation go down. And he suggests that Kermit take a quiet stroll in the fog of Germany.
Yeah, there's a deserted canal. You can just walk down there to clear your head.
Yeah, it sounds quaint.
I think it sounds like a really good idea. So Kermit doesn't want to at first, but Dominic gaslights him into going. And then Kermit goes without telling literally anyone else that he left. Sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, so Kermit's walking down the cobbled streets of Berlin, and everyone runs inside and hides. Kermit sees the wanted posters for Constantine, and then he sees a hooded figure. And this is like the best part of the movie.
Yeah, this sparked a meme that is like one of my favorite memes of all time.
Just like Kermit in his black cloak coming out of the fog. It's so good.
And then them just staring at each other. It's so funny.
And then the hooded Kermit, aka Constantine, just smacks a mole on old Kermit's face.
Oh yeah, with some like hella super glue.
Yeah, how do you get that to stay like that?
I asked that the whole movie. It's on there for like
Kermit, rip it off,
like
buddy.
weeks. He tries.
Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Get a
skin
knife. Yeah, he's felt.
Where do you think he's
something.
gonna get a knife?
The gulag.
You think they give them knives?
Yeah.
I'm glad you think so.
You don't think Tom Hiddleston had a knife up in there?
Yeah,
Guys, Tom Hiddleston is
right.
in the gulag. We are all going to the gulag.
Yeah, if that's where he's at, I'm there.
Anyway, the hooded figure runs away and a lady points out her window and yells, "Evil frog!" at Kermit. And the Popo come and take him because they think he's Constantine. It's pretty much a bummer.
Kermit is probably not going to do very well.
He does great. What are you talking about? So evil fake Kermit, aka Constantine, he puts green makeup over his mole. We are too going to be putting on green makeup over on our Patreon.
What a good segue that was to find it. But
Patreon.com/tragical, I think it is.
I think it's Tragical Podcast.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's also linked down in the show notes under the Patreon tab on our website.
It's a really good time, you guys. Melissa always looks unhinged.
Yeah. I look just like Fiona, honestly. Okay. Back at the theater, Constantine assumes his position as Kermit the Frog.
I would like you guys to know that he literally introduces himself to the group and he obviously they're all Kermit's friends. They know who he is and he just walks up and he goes, "I am Kermit."
Yeah, he has like a heavy Russian accent.
And everyone's just like, "Bessie, what?"
And Dominic says he has a cold. And so everyone just moves on. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Kermit sounds Russian, but it's a cold. It's fine.
I sound Russian when I'm sick, don't you?
Yeah, I think I sound Swedish, but
Animal knows it is not Kermit.
yeah, he keeps yelling evil or bad frog.
Bad frog, bad frog.
Animal's the smartest out of all of them.
So Dominic and Constantine are gonna burgle the crown jewels. However, they have to do this weird like national treasure map. They gotta get like a key. No, there's a map and then a key and then a locket.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this the national treasure?
Yeah.
Where's Nick Cage?
It reminds me of escape rooms. That's literally like what you do in escape rooms. They're just doing an international escape room across multiple venues. I guess National Treasure also works.
International escape room. That'd be crazy if you were in an escape room and they were like, to Spain.
I'm fucking
Get on
going.
the train. Anyway, Constantine now sings his little ditty about being number one and how Dominic, can I call him Dom? He's number two.
Yeah, it's a whole. First of all, this song is really long for no reason.
Yeah. The songs weren't as good in this. They were still good. There's one that I particularly like.
Ricky Gervais does this like really weird tap dance,
I kind of blacked out.
throwing himself up in the air dance. It's a lot.
Why do I hate Ricky Gervais? Did he do something or do I just hate him? Anyway, it's opening night of their tour in Germany. Fake Kermit does not introduce the show. He doesn't know what's going on. He falls out of the Muppet sign onto the stage. And it's sad. I know it's not Kermit. But watching,
it's still really sad.
Watching fake Kermit's body hit the floor really made me sad.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Dominic is hammering through the walls underneath the stage into the museum next door while the show is going on because it's so loud.
Yeah, so they're using random pyrotechnics and bombs during Sweetum's waltzing with some German waltz man.
Yeah.
I didn't get his name.
He's like a famous guy.
Yeah, famous dancer. Okay, great. And so they're like literally setting off explosions while they're waltzing to hide Dominic badgering into the wall.
Yeah. So then Dominic and Constantine break into this museum and they steal a painting of Colonel Thomas Blood, and he is a pirate captain looking Muppet.
It's funny because he's obviously the only portrait of a Muppet.
And then Dominic leaves a coin with a lemur behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't. We'll talk about it.
Well, they're trying to get the scent off of Constantine.
Yeah.
So they're leaving the lemur's calling card so that they think it's the lemur.
Which is a coin with a lemur on it. Cut to Sam Eagle, CIA, coming to investigate the robbery at the museum. Sam meets a French policeman named, I have it as Sean and John, not sure which one it is.
It's Jean-Pierre and he's from Interpol.
Okay, so Jean-Pierre is the dad from Modern Family.
Yeah, it's Phil Dunphy.
I don't know his real name.
No,
I'm so sorry.
He's Phil
sir.
Dunphy.
Ty Burrell. I think it's the Ty.
I did know that.
It's the Ty that throws me off. He's like an older man and he goes by Ty.
It might not be short for anything.
You don't think it's short for Tyler?
I was reading a whole thing about the pilot episode of that show today, actually, because the mom was pregnant and they were doing like the normal sitcom thing where they just like put giant things in front of her to like hide her pregnant belly, like a giant purse, or she would stand like behind a lamp. I didn't realize she was pregnant in the pilot episode, and I've seen it so many times. I love that show.
Sam and Jean-Pierre, they tag team this lemur case. Jean tells Sam that the lemur is the second most wanted criminal behind Constantine the Frog.
And also his arch nemesis.
So they're going to work this case together. I love Sam Eagle.
I do too.
Cut back to Dom and the Muppets on the train. Their next stop is Spain. Dominic and Constantine look at the back of the painting and use an iron to reveal Captain Blood's treasure map and the instructions to steal the crown jewels.
And it literally just like says, you need this key from this place and you'll get him. And I was like, okay, bet. I wish everything was that easy.
So yeah, their next stop is Spain.
Madrid.
I want to go to Spain so bad. That's like honestly like top 5 for me.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, dog.
I guess I like architecture and everything is like stunning.
All that
And
fucking
food.
wine and
Mhm.
food. And listen, if you got good food, I'm on my way.
Yeah, we're there.
Cut to Kermit. He has arrived at the gulag in Siberia and is given his crown back by the other inmates because apparently Constantine was the president of the prison.
I think that makes total sense. And you know who else is there in the prison?
Miss Poogie.
Miss Poogie is in the gulag.
Miss Poogie, my queen.
Danny Trejo is also there.
Danny
but
Trejo is also there. There's also some other dudes from some things that people are probably like,
yeah,
how do you not know who that is?
I don't remember his name. But the guy who's in Flight of the Conchords and he did the crab's voice in Moana, Jermaine Clement.
Kermit is letting them know that he's Kermit the Frog and he's not Constantine.
Yeah, they don't believe him at first until when they give him the crown back, he thanks them. And then they're like, you're not Constantine. He doesn't have fucking manners.
So the warden comes over and it's Tina Fey, thank
My
God.
queen.
And she breaks up the fighting between the inmates and Kermit. And then she sings a little song about how the prison is their big house perfect getaway.
It's like a little vacation.
Except for everything she describes sounds
Sucks.
literally fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So Don't go to jail in Siberia.
Yeah, it's a no for me. Kermit says to Nadia, who is Tina Fey, he's like, I am Kermit the Frog. I am not Constantine. He glued this mole on my face and I don't know what's happening. And she was like, well, you're Constantine with or without the glue. So you're stuck here. It doesn't really matter.
Cut to Madrid, where Blood's key is hidden in a statue inside a museum.
Yeah, it's in a marble bust.
But they don't know which one.
Yeah, and there's apparently a room that's just full of like hundreds of marble busts.
Yeah. In the train, Kermit yells at Miss Piggy because she interrupted his evil planning with Dominic.
Yeah, don't do that.
And Dominic is like, bro, fake Kermit, you got to pretend that you are not a piece of shit. Like, you have to pretend you're Kermit the Frog. You're going to blow our cover. So Constantine goes to Miss Piggy and apologizes in his weird, not Kermit the Frog voice. And then he does a whole song and dance number about how much he loves Miss Piggy.
Okay, the only good part of this whole song is there's a man in the background because it breaks up and there's like a fake bar. There's a man in the background that's like fake juggling bottles. He's literally throwing one arm around and then just moving it in like a circle while the other one like stays low. It's so funny.
My only note from this scene says, and I quote, the fake juggling bartender in the background of the fake disco bar set during this fake romance scene, you get an Emmy.
He really stole the show.
We should give out awards.
Oh, we should.
The Tragies? Is that stupid?
No, I'm obsessed with that.
Tragedy.
He gets a tragedy.
The first tragedy ever given, episode 80 fucking 2.
The man in the background of fake Kermit singing to Miss Piggy about
you get a tragedy.
Yeah. Because that was well fucking done. Well done, sir.
He's so good.
I literally remember nothing else about that whole entire song, but I sure do fucking remember that man fake juggling.
Fixated on him. They are interrupted by the Muppets, and Constantine says that they can do whatever they want for the show because they're like, we should do this, we should do this. And Gonzo's like running of the bulls, and Constantine's like, do
sure,
it.
Jan.
And the guy with the clipboard, Scooter?
Yes. Scooter. Correct.
He's like, yeah, that's going to be like a 10-hour show. And Kermit's like,
great.
Sounds good.
And I think that works perfectly.
Let them do what they want.
Yeah, and Miss Piggy gets to sing her 5 Celine Dion songs.
I love that for her.
Queen.
So Walter thinks this is like a really bad idea, and he's actually getting a little sus of his friend Kermit, quote unquote.
The fact that Walter is the smartest one of all of them is a little frightening.
Yeah, whistleblowing. Okay.
Whistle boy.
So Constantine watches old Muppet shows to try to be more like Kermit and blend in more so he doesn't blow their cover.
It's kind of funny. He's just saying like random words like, hello, I am Kermit.
He's still doing a terrible job.
Yeah, he's not very good at it.
Anyway, it's showtime in Madrid. Either they sang the opening song in Spanish or I was a little high when we watched it.
It was in Spanish.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah,
great.
and Salma Hayek is their guest for this.
Salma Hayek runs with the Bulls with Gonzo, and it doesn't go well.
She literally told him, I don't want to do this. And Gonzo's like, well, we're doing it, so get out there. They're wearing like red with targets on them.
Gonzo likes pain. Weird flex.
Good for him. Miss Piggy sings the Macarena with some flamingos.
Really badly.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the flamingos were having a good time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dominic and Constantine are smashing the statues in the museum next door. Mm-hmm. They find the key in the very last statue they smash, of course. And apparently the next stop is going to be Ireland for Captain Blood's locket.
Woo, we're going to Dublin.
Yeah. So back at the theater, Animal is finishing off his 10-hour drum solo.
Yeah, everyone in the seats in the theater are asleep.
Yeah, they all fell asleep because the show was so long. Mm-hmm. So finally, when Animal wraps up his drum solo, everybody gives a standing ovation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Walter is watching this from the side of the curtains. He's very confused because they were all just asleep and now they just got a standing ovation for this really shitty show they just had. Very sus.
It's because he's a Muppet and a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, so he's not stupid.
Yeah,
or maybe he's so stupid he like understands more.
Sam and Jean-Pierre, they hear of a robbery in Madrid and they get into Jean's tiny little car and drive to Spain from France. Where were they first? Were they
Okay.
in France first? I already forgot.
Well, they were in Berlin first, but I think then they went back to the Interpol office in France.
That makes sense.
Because they were in the
for
Interpol
sure.
office.
For sure.
But it still doesn't make any more sense that they drove that tiny little car from France to Spain.
They check out the robbery and they see that it was the lemur again. But then Sam Eagle also notices that the Muppets happen to play at the theater right next door to the museum. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, and they were playing at the place that was next to the last museum last time too.
Are the Muppets bad guys?
I think so.
Jean and Sam decide to question the Muppets. So they stop them at the train station before they head off to Ireland. And they question them at the police station. This is my favorite song, I think, in this movie.
Them like
The
interviewing
little
everyone.
interrogation song. It
Is pretty
cute.
funny. It is pretty good.
It's like a little back and forth. It's just cute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sam he doesn't get enough airtime. You know what I mean?
agree. Yeah.
So Kermit passes their interrogation. Piggy passes. Everyone passes. So they are no longer under investigation.
It's not even really that they pass. They genuinely say that they're too stupid.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
To
But okay.
The Muppets are too stupid to have pulled off this big of a heist.
Back at the gulag, Kermit is trying to escape, but he gets caught every time by Miss Nadia, including trying to crawl through the latrines,
Yeah, that's a no for me.
the toilets outside.
The turlets.
Poor Kermit had to crawl through poop.
No, I don't want to think about it.
That's sad.
I don't want to think about it, honestly. I don't want to think
Tina
about him.
Tina Fey was mean to him. Anyway, Nadia's like, listen, you're stuck here, so you might as well help me with my prison show review that we do every year, where I'm going to stick you to the wall. And Kermit's like, sounds good, stick me to the wall. So she shows him the wall, and Kermit's like, I will help you with your show. Because the wall is literally a wall outside that she just sticks people to, and then you're outside in the cold,
It's an ice wall.
freezing on a wall.
Should they get your back wet and stick you to it, like in a Christmas Story, the kid with his
Yeah.
tongue.
Just like his tongue on that
Yeah.
pole. So Kermit's like, okay, what's this prison show review all about?
Sounds like a really good time.
I would love to help with that.
Love that.
So Sam and Jean see that the Muppets are playing in Dublin, and Sam is like, isn't that next to the National Bank?
Interesting.
This is sus.
Yeah.
Isn't this sus? So the Muppets are back on the list of people to interrogate.
They're a little sketchy.
Yeah, so they head to Dublin to protect the National Bank. On the train, there's some gambling going on, like a little party. P. Diddy is there.
What did they call him again? Fuck, I didn't write it down.
I think it was Diddy Daddy, which I don't.
it was Diddy Daddy. It was both of his names.
Don't like that coming out of a Muppets
It's
mouth.
either P. Diddy or Puff Daddy. You can't call him Diddy Daddy.
Well, somebody did.
I hated
I
it.
don't remember who.
Diddy Daddy. That sounds just not right.
It sounds bad.
It sounds not right.
It sounds like something you shouldn't Google.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Anyway, I love P. Diddy, so that was a good cameo.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Walter asks everybody who's just partying it up with Diddy Daddy if they
Stop, not
noticed
Diddy Daddy.
that Kermit is acting different, and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, none of them think that Kermit has been weird. And so Walter's just on his own, except for Animal, who just keeps yelling bad frog.
Cut back to
The gulag.
the gulag where the prisoners are rehearsing. Kermit's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, everyone thinks that they're really talented in the gulag and they're not. And so Kermit has to help them. And he says that they're going to hold auditions.
Yeah, and Nadia tries to sing, and Kermit's like, shut the fuck up, bitch, you can't sing.
I thought she sounded great. So the train with all the Muppets arrives in Dublin, and Walter sees Dominic leave the train before they've even like fully pulled up in the station. So he goes to follow him. Walter sees Dominic pay off some journalists. He asks for them to give the show a 5-star review to sell all of the tickets, and they have to give a standing ovation. So now the 27-hour show they had the other day where everyone fell asleep and then stood up and gave them a standing O makes more sense now because they're all being paid off.
It was fake. The Muppets aren't popular, and their show sucks.
Yeah, people are being paid to take the tickets.
I would pay to see the Muppets.
I absolutely would, and I would probably cry, to be honest.
So our boy Walter goes back to the train, and he's talking to old Fozzie Bear. And Fozzie's reading the newspaper, and on the front page is a picture of Constantine. Walter realizes that Kermit is Constantine, and the real Kermit is probably in a gulag somewhere.
Not a good time.
And Fozzie doesn't believe him. He's like, that doesn't look like Kermit at all. His eyes are too squinty, and he looks like
his frill is too short. His mouth is frowny. That's not Kermit. And he has a mole. Hello?
So Walter goes to investigate Constantine's train car, and they see plans to blow up the bank, and they even find green paint.
Dun, dun, dun.
And what do, Kat? They start screaming.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
That's what the Muppets do anyway.
Constantine catches them, probably because they're screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah, that could be it.
But don't worry, because Animal comes in and attacks because bad frog.
But then Constantine gets back up and he's going to attack them with some metal teeth that he threw into his little frowny mouth.
Didn't like that.
And so the three jump out of the train and into a freight train that's like zooming by them. But then they decide that they have to go get Kermit from the gulag because obviously like he's been left there all on his lonesome while they all thought this was the real Kermit.
So cut back to the gulag again. Kermit has perfected his annual gulag review.
They look and sound great.
They're getting much better. Nadia is very impressed. She tries to sing again. Kermit's like, Ixnay on the Ingsay.
Shut up.
And then she has a little number for herself. And we find out that Nadia, the gulag warden, is obsessed with the Muppets, mainly Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, she has a shrine to Kermit in her little office.
Me too, though. So
that's fair.
My shrine would be for Miss Poogie, though. Let's be real.
Yeah. So Nadia doesn't want Kermit to ever leave. She knows that that's Kermit and not Constantine, and she's like, "Well, he's here now, and he's never getting out of the gulag because she loves him."
There's not a lot happening in Siberia, though, especially for a strapping young lady.
Yeah.
Like Nadia. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, can we really be mad at her?
No.
So Constantine goes to tell Dominic that some of the Muppets found out and they have escaped.
Are you just going to gloss over the fact that when Constantine is upset, he knits?
Yeah.
Because I
don't
love
even
that.
have it in my notes.
I think that's so funny.
So when Constantine's mad, he knits. He could knit himself a new Kermit the Frog if he wanted.
Whoa. Bruh. Just knits a whole new Muppet.
Yeah, he could.
Damn.
Not
That's
crazy.
meta. That's fucking
that is
meta.
So meta.
Would it be sentient?
Anyway, yeah, if you got a puppeteer in there.
Hey.
Constantine and Dominic tell the Muppets that Walter, Animal, and Fozzie quit the Muppets. They're very confused because they just did an entire movie on Walter becoming a Muppet.
Yeah, they're like, we literally just did a whole movie on this. What do you mean he quit?
So that doesn't make any sense. But then they decide that they think it's weird, but they're just going to go to the show in Dublin because they're all a little stupid, you know?
Yeah. They're made of felt and feathers and plastic. Who knows?
Yeah. So the show goes on in Dublin. Sam and Jean have arrived on the scene and they're going to keep an eye on the National Bank during the show. Sam goes to check on the bank and doesn't see anything going on. Too bad he just missed Dominic and Constantine breaking in and stealing the locket during the show.
Yeah, and Constantine and Dominic have decided that not only are they going to say it was the lemur, but they're going to frame Fozzie Bear as the lemur. So they leave behind one of his little comedic fake rubber chickens.
That's fine, though.
Obviously, Fozzie Bear is the only one out of anyone in the world who would have a rubber chicken. So it's obviously him.
Like, if you were like, which Muppet is probably a serial killer? Like, Fozzie Bear.
I think I would say Professor Bunsen Honeydew, but it's fine.
No, he just loves science and experiments.
He definitely has people locked in his basement.
Like
probably Beaker. My poor sweet child. My poor sweet summer child. I love him so much. He deserves so much better.
So yeah, they have the locket. So now all they have to do is break in and steal the crown jewels. Oh my gosh. Gotta get to London. How are we getting to London, you ask? Fake Kermit proposes to Miss Piggy. And he's says they will get married in London in 2 days, and he gives her a big old ring. They're even in the Muppet news flash.
Ooh.
That there's going to be a Muppet wedding.
A Muppet wedding. I want to go to a Muppet wedding.
Kermit and Piggy are getting married.
Finally tying the knot after what? How many years has the Muppets been around at this point?
1 million years.
Right?
So Sam and Jean-Pierre, they're like, how the fuck did the lemur get past us again? They know they have to go to London to prove that the Muppets are thieves.
They
and
also
bad people.
think it's Fozzie. They found the rubber chicken. And then they're all the Muppets are talking to Constantine, Kermit, and they're like, so after the wedding, like, what are we doing? And Constantine is like, I don't care. I am Kermit the Frog and I quit the Muppets after the wedding. But he is the Muppets.
All the Muppets feel a little weird about the wedding. Piggy definitely feels weird about the wedding. She doesn't feel good about Kermit or how he's acting either. And then this is one of my favorite songs in the film. One,
Tell us why.
because it's Miss Piggy. She gets her own number, but she's accompanied by Celine Dion.
Who is her fairy pig mother.
Yeah. And honestly, Celine kind of takes over the number, which is good because have
she
you guys
should.
heard Miss Piggy sing? I mean,
Why else is it your favorite part of this whole movie, Melissa? Please tell us.
There is a cut scene, like a daydream, I guess. I don't know what you would call that. A vision of the future. Where Miss Piggy sees her and Kermit's children in a little bassinet.
Tell us what they look like,
And
please.
it's a little pink frog and a little green piggy.
I don't know why the pink frog I don't like it.
I am obsessed with their children.
I think the green pig is so cute. The pink frog,
That's cuter than the piggy.
pink is my favorite color and it really freaks me out.
I love their fucking fake ass kids. They're so cute.
It's just so funny because in other things they like have children, like in like the Christmas one.
Bob Cratchit.
They just have like normal ass
You are
children.
not the father.
Yeah. But then if they would have switched the colors like that, could you imagine? It would have been a little scary.
Then Miss Piggy pictures them growing old together, but she's just like, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. And then Celine Dion just like is like in a black silhouette on the screen.
She literally is like covered in like glitter and is literally like a tiny little person in the corner just singing her
She's
freaking
just
heart
vibing.
out.
I love it so much.
There's one point where it's Celine Dion on one side and they're facing each other and Miss Piggy on the other, and then all the other Muppets like lined up behind them, and it's in black and white, and it's just like their like profiles. I don't know why that part is it's
so good.
It's cinematic gold.
Celine said, absolutely, I will be there.
Absolutely.
We cut back to the gulag, and it's showtime there. The annual gulag show
Review.
The magical review. I don't know. I've just been calling it different things the whole episode. So the talent show. I don't know. Call it what you want.
Talent show.
The boys, Animal, Fozzie Bear, and
The human one.
Walter
Yeah.
break in to save Kermit. The prisoners are doing their little ballet number. Kermit is talking to Animal, Fozzie, and Walter, and they tell Kermit all about the heist and what Constantine is up to.
Kermit's just pissed that his like own friends didn't realize that it wasn't him. And Animal's like, bitch, no, I knew from day one. Kermit's a little pissed at his friends.
And then a newspaper girl, pulls in to the yard at the gulag.
And who is it?
Chloe Grace Moritz. Anyway, Stanley Tucci is a guard, and he's going to shoot Kermit.
Yeah, he shoots at Kermit when Kermit tries to just walk out of the gulag.
He could shoot me.
I fucking love Stanley Tucci. However, in the next part we see, literally Melissa was like looking up people in this movie and she's like, you're going to lose it. And I was like, okay, bet. I bet you I won't. Tom motherfucking Hiddleston is performing in the review. He is escapo. He's like a escape artist from getting out of like chains and locks and stuff.
He's got like a mustache going,
I can't think about it.
Is that his mustache?
Yes.
Can he grow like a nice thick mustache
Absolutely.
like that?
I feel like he's had a mustache and other things. I literally love that man so much. I don't think you all understand.
Yeah, he gets tasered. He gets like 3 seconds of this movie. It was still amazing.
All I needed.
So the prisoners are putting on their show. They are fake working in a coal mine for this dance number.
Yeah, except they're digging a real hole.
They're digging a hole through the ground. And they escape through the floor. And Nadia realizes it a little too late.
Yeah.
And she's very upset. And she thinks Kermit led the escape. But really, Kermit was already like escaped. So
Yeah, he was gone.
not really his fault. Back at the wedding in London, Ross Lynch is there to deliver flowers.
He's a florist.
He's a florist boy. Kermit and Fozzie and Animal and Walter decide they're going to pretend to deliver flowers inside so that they can get into the building.
It works.
And it works.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ross Lynch, for helping. So they sneak in. Fozzie Bear breaks a mirror in Constantine's like dressing room. Way to go, fucking Butterfingers.
He's a fuck up.
Get it to fucking together.
God, Bear.
We should blame him for the lemur shit. Kermit puts on one of Constantine's suits, and then when Constantine comes back into the room, he pretends to be his reflection in the mirror.
His flower is on like the right side, but it's on the right side on Constantine too. So it's not on the correct side in the reflection.
How did he not notice?
Because Constantine is
a
stupid.
Muppet movie.
Yeah.
You're right. So then Dominic comes in, and Dominic and Constantine are talking about their plan. So basically they are going to, once they have stolen the crown jewels, they're going to blow up Miss Piggy.
I think it's a great plan. Just Miss Piggy, no one else.
Well, I'm sure it'll blow up some other Muppets too. But
Yeah, but they want to blow her up because they don't want to actually like get married. So they're just gonna blow up Miss Piggy.
It's so sad.
In a giant church in London.
So a giant box is delivered.
It's put on the bearskin rug, which is just Fozzie laying on the ground. Like not even flattened. He's literally just like full body, just like laid out, and no one notices him.
Fuck. So Sam and Jean, they are there to catch Constantine, aka Kermit. So they arrest Kermit and Fozzie on accident. So Kermit and Fozzie are in the tiny little baby car, all arrested and whatnot. Meanwhile, Dominic is breaking into a secret passage to steal the crown jewels.
They're getting ready for the wedding while Dominic is breaking into the vault. Usher is the usher for the wedding, which if anybody else in this movie could just be really hot, you know what I mean? Just please. And then the wedding is finally getting started. I would just love to say that Miss Piggy looks like Princess Diana.
It's so good.
She's literally wearing like the Princess Di wig and everything. It's a moment.
So good.
It is very cute. While the wedding is slowly getting started, Fozzie accidentally breaks the floor of the mini car. Him and Kermit just get up and walk away with this tiny baby car. But Sam doesn't notice until they're like already gone. So
Miss Piggy's walking down the aisle to her fake groom. Meanwhile, Dominic is flipping through a laser grid to steal the crown jewels.
Been there, done that.
And then he uses the locket to turn the lasers off. He steals the crown jewels.
At the wedding, they're doing their vows, and Miss Piggy doesn't want to say yes. She knows something is up. She doesn't feel right about the sitch. She's really questioning it. Fozzie and Kermit are like below them in the church, and there's like a switch that Fozzie accidentally hits, and the floor underneath Constantine flips is there.
Woo!
Kermit's like, okay, we're not getting married. We're calling this off. Let's go. And then it flips again, and Constantine is like, let's get married.
That was a perfect Constantine.
Thank you so much. I've been practicing. So then it flips again, and they're both there. And so Piggy is like, okay, I don't know why the fuck there's two Kermits. That's really confusing.
So the two Kermits are kind of fighting with each other. Miss Piggy's like, I know how. I will figure out who the real Kermit is.
So she says, Kermit, will you marry me? And Constantine is like, yes, let's get married. And then she asks, real Kermit, will you marry me? And real Kermit is like,
sweaty palms. Piggy, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we kind of had this conversation. And then Miss Piggy's like, I knew it. And that's the real Kermit, because he didn't want to get fucking married.
And then we get a mole reveal. Constantine wipes the green makeup off his mole.
He's been here this whole time.
We love a good mole reveal, though.
And then Constantine sets off a bomb. He like starts the countdown on a bomb. But you know what? So good, because freaking Honeydew has Beaker in a bomb.
It's literally a bomb magnet.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Also, Miss Piggy's wearing the bomb. It's her wedding ring.
Oh, yeah. That is true. She is wearing it. And it's apparently like stuck on her finger.
Yeah. So when Professor Bunsen Honeydew turns on the bomb magnet, it just whips Miss Piggy across the room, drags her over to it.
Can Beaker get a fucking break, please?
No, because they get the ring off of Miss Piggy's finger and then they just shoot Beaker and the bomb magnet and the bomb into the sky.
Out of the window. And the priest, whatever he is, I don't know. I don't know religion.
Father?
The man in all white, the Pope, he's like,
The Pope.
he says,
The Pope went to London to marry Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog.
I'm a very religious woman. Anyway,
Padre?
The religion man
Minister?
says that was I was just going to say it was an 8,000-year-old window, but we're so far past it at this point. And then Constantine steals Miss Piggy.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He's
He's obsessed with her.
collateral.
I guess. So he goes to a helicopter. The lemur is in a full lemur suit.
It's just Dominic. Wait, I literally block this part out every time. It's just Ricky
bizarre.
Gervais sitting there. Like, first of all, the way he's sitting, he's like man spread in this
In a
fucking
lemur
tiny little
suit.
helicopter in a full lemur suit, just his face out, nothing else. It's bizarre.
So all the Muppets are on the roof and they have to figure out how to get Miss Piggy. So, of course, they form Muppet Ladder.
Yeah, and it actually works for once.
Yeah, they just all climb on top of each other and make a Muppet Ladder.
And hold on to the helicopter so it can't fly away.
Yeah, so Kermit jumps onto the helicopter and is fighting with Constantine and the lemur.
Piggy
Miss
cut herself out of the ropes
she's
already.
Cut herself out of her ropes.
Yeah.
She's about to throw some pig hands.
She's throwing some hooves.
She's about to throw some hooves.
Does she have hooves for
Hooves?
hands? No,
Think
right? She just has
so.
regular hands. The more I think about the Muppets, the more I think they scare me a little bit.
So Kermit is fighting with Constantine in the helicopter. He rips off his fake mole and puts it on the other side of Constantine's face.
He doesn't put it, he slaps it back onto Constantine's face.
So Constantine has two moles now.
Okay, but then now is he not Constantine? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Kermit has no moles. Constantine has one mole. Who is the two moles?
He's extra Constantine. Super Constantine.
Super Constantine.
The Muppets all reunite. The lemur is caught. Sam and Jean-Pierre cry.
Yeah, because now they're not going to solve crimes together.
Kermit seemingly led a gulag breakout, though. So Nadia shows up on the roof to arrest Kermit because she's fucking obsessed with Kermit.
Yeah, she's like, you got everyone to break out of the prison, and I'm obsessed with you. So we're going back to Siberia.
Yeah, like she brought all them guards all the way to London to bring him back to Siberia. Like, get a life, queen.
Well, they're not watching anyone at the gulag. There's no one there.
That's very true. So Walter apologizes to Kermit for not recognizing that he was a tiny Siberian frog for a while there. And he says, you know what? If you're going to jail, we're all going to jail too. And all the Muppets are like, we're going to jail. Woo! We're going to the gulag. And Nadia is so heartwarmed and so touched that she lets Kermit the Frog and all the other Muppets go. She does take Constantine back to the gulag, though.
Yeah.
But he was like the king there, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, well, the king of no one now because there's no one else there. But Kermit says that they have to finish their world tour, so they might as well finish it in Siberia.
They start their show on the wall.
Yeah, it's together again.
It's just all the Muppets.
And all the guest stars. Tom Hiddleston was up there.
They're all just pasted to the wall.
Ross Lynch was up there.
It was really cute.
Usher was up there.
All of them up there on the wall.
It's pretty cute.
It was pretty cute.
Literally, I wrote Tom Hiddleston and Usher and Ross Lynch on the wall. Hello. That's all I cared about.
Nadia gets her solo.
I think she did so good.
Kermit and Miss Piggy don't get married. And that's the end.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. I gave the Muppets Most Wanted a 7 out of 10. It's cute. It's the Muppets. I love all the cameos. This one, just like the songs, weren't as good. At least Amy Adams, wasn't in it. But
Oh my
there also wasn't a
God.
Jason Segel in it. So
That's fair.
it's cute. It's not my favorite Muppets movie, but I still love it. It is below Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and above Lady and the Tramp.
I gave Muppets Most Wanted a 7 out of 10 as well. Yeah, the cameos are cute. It just, it doesn't slap like the other Muppets movies do. I have it sitting at number 59. So it is below Snow White in the Seven Dwarfs. I'd rather watch Snow White
Mine
than
was
this.
too.
And then mine's above Ratatouille.
You take that back.
I will not.
Thank you so much, Laura, for picking a Muppet movie.
Yes.
We love the Muppets.
We do love the Muppets.
Miss fucking Poogie. Am I right?
Yeah. She's really the star of the show. Actually, I think the star of this one was Celine Dion.
I mean, this was Celine Dion's movie.
Yeah.
Not enough Selena Gomez in this one.
Yeah.
We talk about Selena Gomez far too much. Remember on Zootopia on her
Hyena
playlist?
Gomez. It's never not funny.
Hyena Gomez.
I am Hyena Gomez's biggest stan.
Why is that one so like they were all funny, but that one just got me for no reason.
It's good.
Hyena Gomez. Hyena fucking Gomez. When else did we talk about Selena Gomez? During the Muppets one, but I feel like we talked about her
For a long time.
No, we talked about her like last week for some reason. Oh, it was Gotta Keep
What? It was what?
Gotta Keep an eye out for Princess.
Princess Selena.
Princess
Shaliner. Yeah, we do actually really talk about Selena Gomez a lot, don't we? I forgot about Princess Shaliner.
Cinderella episode.
Yeah. That one was good.
Gotta keep an eye out for Shaliner.
That's really good.
Oh my God.
We're just Selena Gomez stans.
Yeah, we really are. Anyway, thanks, Laura. You can pick a movie too if you join us on Patreon. Let's plug
yeah.
Patreon one more time. Our next week's episode is going to be our March Madness episode. It's down to Tomorrowland and Treasure Planet. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, if Tomorrowland wins and I have to watch it, I'm going to die. So don't pick Tomorrowland. Okay. What's wrong with you people? I hope Treasure Planet wins.
I do too. I just love that movie.
Yeah. If you're one of those weirdos that watches the movie before the next episode comes out, you gotta watch both because I don't know which one it's gonna be. Thanks for listening, guys.
We love you.
We couldn't do this without you.
Yeah, could you imagine if we were just doing this and no one listened and it was just us talking?
Yeah, people have podcasts like that.
We don't. Thanks, guys. We have real people listening here. We appreciate it, believe me. Bye.
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 These opinions are our own and are no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical Podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
To Tragical.
I don't even know where my Shrek ears are, actually. Do you know where yours are?
I think mine are with my Mickey ears.
Not in, like, storage.
No,
That would be
they're
a
here.
bummer if we didn't have our Shrek
No, they're
ears.
definitely here. I'll wear my Yoda ones.
That does not make sense. I mean, I guess he's green.
Yeah.
So whatever. At this point, nothing really makes any sense.
Yeah, really.
Tragical.